Hey there, it's CJ Miller. I'm in my apartment in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. We are overlooking some trees, and there's a cemetery out there far enough if you look deep enough. Anyway, let's see. Come see us in Shreveport, Louisiana, across from Bossier City in the whole area, whatever. Uh, I'll find something interesting for you. We actually have a lot of good things going on here. I love my town. Uh, I love my town. I love to visit. I love to go other places, but I also love that when I'm not visiting, there's always something going on in Shreveport and the surrounding areas. So cool. So yeah, I'm going to talk about some books. This one is James Hogg, and the book is the Private Memoirs and Confessions of a Justified Sinner. So it's actually this is a bit of kind of a bit of heavy reading. It's a classic. It's been on it's been banned several times since its initial publication in let's see la, 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 la. Oh, this goes way back. Uh, like the author, James Hogg, was born in 1977, and let's see, when did he was a poet and everything, and he was a balladeer. And blah 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 blah. I'm sorry if this is boring. I was trying to get to where the uh, confessions of a blah blah blah. Okay, so this initially uh, was his prose work. 1824, uh, this book was first written, and then I'm sure it's been translated and modernized. And the only copy I could get a hold of has notes and earmarks all the way through it. So if there's some things that I find that are going to be like, stupefying for me, I'll, I'll just read somebody else's notes or whatever. I love to do something like this every once in a while just to challenge my intellect. Believe I used to read, uh, you know, uh, you know, Gove. I used to read Homer. Um, you know, Dante's Inferno has been my favorite, uh, uh, and I studied theater, so I've read more Shakespeare than I can shake a spear at, and so I love it. Uh, I need to get back into this book, the Illuminatus trilogy. Is that backwards for you guys? I don't know. Uh, the Illuminatus trilogy. Not that it's going to be any. Okay, so this where I left off with this, and it's three books or three. Yeah, it was three books: The Eye in the Pyramid, The Golden Apple, and Leviathan. And those three installments of this opus actually contains five books, and so it's weird because like uh, the first, yeah, it's weird how it's broken down, but you could tell it was written by some people who were just going to break all the rules. That was their intent, and they're doing it right now. Where we leave off, where I'm going to pick up, I decided it was a good cliffhanger because I needed to, take care of life for a little bit. And this kind of thing, this kind of story has so many different, silly as it is, has so many twists and callbacks that you need to pay attention. Otherwise, you miss something. It's not. You don't just like speed read through this and you get it. You want to kind of get into the story, and it's a trip. And so, yeah. Um, so the agents of Discordia, which are the enemy of the Illuminati in this present iteration, uh, they're in a submarine and they are at the lost city of Atlantis. It's not a metaphor, and they're in the lost city of Atlantis, and then there's a porpoise Now, he may be a dolphin. He's been referred to as a porpoise and a dolphin, but more so as a dolphin, I think. And he is communicating with with the people within the submarine via a transmitter on the outside of the ship that translates as dolphin, flipperish kind of talk or whatever into English. So it's kind of cool. And so what is cool, I love this dolphin's personality because he just kind of like goes about his day in sing song and poetry. You know how you are like going through your little household chores or whatever it is you're doing, and you like sing little things to yourself, that kind of stuff. The dolphins like that, so that's kind of cool. But so they're nearing Atlantis, but they have been uh, uh, what's the word? They were not the first ones there. The Illuminati. There are uh, bits of the Illuminati, and they're there because uh, the the Discordia has heard that the Illuminati was going to raid the lost city of Atlantis for its gold and use it to help further its cause. And of course, this Discordia is there to uh, cause discord within their operations, and yeah, so. They want to steal the gold first. They're like sworn enemies of the Illuminati. You know, I, I don't know. And then, of course, the Dolphin is on the side of Discordia and against the Illuminati. And the agents of the Illuminati have spotted the ship and have started to fire uh, weaponry of some sort. Maybe water laser things or something. I don't know. I'll have to get. That's right about the time where I decided to stop. I figured it was a good cliffhanger, and then I would come back to it. I actually stopped so that I could read the Crisis on Infinite Earths uh, graphic novel that was comprised of the original publications in 1985. So I read that. So uh, I needed something lighter, even still than the Illuminati. So I went to one of the most far out comic book uh, novels you could read, uh, and read that. You know, Death of the Flash, Supergirl dies. Blah blah blah. And then there's a plot device in case they ever need to bring the Flash back, and they think they're being clever when they talk about it. He, the Flash, is the only human on his own that can go through uh, multiple universes and cross the matter and antimatter barrier on his own, uh, with his speed, with he's the only one that's fast enough to do that. There are other characters that can do that, mostly in the comic book. Alexander Luthor, who is comprised, his body has been a hybrid of antimatter and physical matter, and so he can be a doorway. So it's interesting that you know. So it's a great comic book if you've never read it. DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths. There was a version for there've been and just about every crisis event since then it can be traced back to that, and then it's there was a I think the CW they did kind of a watered down version of it for a TV version, and it was a little you really need to maybe uh, I don't know, maybe check it out. I think there there's going to be a version of Crisis on Infinite Earths in the new DC universe that is being uh, now headed up by James Gunn, who's done really, really well with that. So we'll see. Um, oh, I have my little alarm going off. Dinner tonight. I'm not doing a dinner video. It's just going to be chicken wings. Unbreaded chicken wings in a hot sauce. It's already in the package and everything like that. Very, very simple. And then next few days I combine that. I have some wings, some leftover meatballs, some leftover this or that or whatever. Pretty soon I'll be ready for a diet break though, and that'll be a fun meal. You know, until then, there's nothing interesting. What I do with my keto is I just keep like little meat things around and rotate them out so I don't get bored eating the exact same stuff, day after day. And also, I don't have to like cook every day if I do simple things. So anyway, my hat. So I'll tell you, my hat. I like it. But I normally wear hats. The other day I was not wearing a hat and I ran into somebody and it was hot outside, right? And the guy like commented on my hair and it was like it was great. It looked cute when I left and everything like that. But I've been out walking around and it's just, and he was like, he said, "Well, I suggest you go see a professional or something like that." And I'm like, for a moment I was taken back. Not so much that I was offended that somebody uh, didn't like my hair. I don't. I'm used to that. Like I've been doing very individual things ever since I've had personal agency. Since I've been uh, my own identity, that I've been aware of myself and my sense of who I am and everything and all that. I've done like the weirdest things to my hair. Uh, as well as some of my clothes as a mode of outward expression uh, of emotion. I'm like a walking example of wearing uh, your emotions on your sleeve. You pretty much tell my mood by my outfit, by my hair, by whatever. You know, uh, I don't know. I don't really hide. I don't feel the need to douse the uh, the light of joy, and I don't feel the need to shelter consternation. Um, so yeah, but I was like, my thing was just a person that just, and I'm not like close to this person or anything like that, but why would you just randomly make a weird comment like uh, that's critical of? That's like going up to someone and looking them up and down and saying, "Gee, your outfit, man, is awful. You look terrible. You need to, and it's the whatever summertime and the heat, and everything. It's like, yeah, why would you just do that to anybody? I mean, male or female or any of the whatever, anywhere on the spectrum. Why would someone just do that? I don't know. My thing is maybe no one's ever just like pulled the guy aside and said, "Hey, that's not normal." It's one thing to have an opinion, but to be that stated about your opinion, that's not nice. That's not even good. And it lets me know, hey, in the state of goodness, um, to be aware of my own intentions and actions, because to be a good person, um, well, you can be a mean person, or how can I say it? Oh, I got it. A person can be a bad person. You be as corrupt and as bad as they want to be, but they don't necessarily have to be mean about it. But a person cannot be a good person and be mean about being a good person. You can be a bad person and be nice about it, but you can't be a good person and be mean about it. And you can tell a lot about where a person's mind or where their emotion is by what they think and what they do. And is it just a matter of a person not having a sense of etiquette, uh, that they would just unprovoked, uh, kind of give sort of a you know whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But I've come from a very blunt family. Like my aunts and my grandmother and everything on my mother's side, they pretty much say what's on their mind. But they don't, you know, like they do know when to, you know, when too far is too far. You know, when not having an appreciation for something, somewhere like if I didn't like the way some lady her blouse looked or the way it fit or something, I wouldn't walk up and say, "Oh my God, that looks like wow." That you know, I mean, I wouldn't give that reaction, even even if there was a even if I felt that, I wouldn't give that reaction. Certainly not unsolicited. You know. Oh well. But so maybe it's not that the person's like a bad person or even uh, harboring some sort of like uh, sociopathic consciousness. You know what's you know sociopathic people uh, uh, go about undermining anything that's you know whatever anyway. And this is you know it's probably nothing like that, and it's probably just that the guy is just not very um, practiced in the way of just common etiquette that you just don't say things to people in passing about how you know whatever. I don't know. But it wasn't like an offense. I was just like I almost feel like kind of pity for the guy because if he you must imagine that he would say those things like that all the time to random people, and it probably is off-putting. And yeah, like I don't know. I do know that um, all things aside, there was a point to it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I'm like like I'm more puzzled by it, and I'm not like bothered that someone doesn't like the way I would dress or the way I would hair my hair. Because if you know anything about me, you know, like one day I'll wear a jacket and slacks, and then the next day I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, and the next day I'm like, you know, it doesn't matter. Like you don't like the way I look one day, it's gonna change in the next couple of days. You know, that's fine. You know, uh, but I do that as an expression of myself, not for the uh, not for the approval of the eyes of other people. You know. Anyway, what else? Oh yeah, positivity, and that's why I'm not reading this memoirs of a and confessions of a justified sinner just yet. That's a bit of a dark work, and I don't really want to go there just yet. I wanna read some more in the Illuminatus and get some lighter and keep it kind of peppy, and maybe a little bit into the spring, or maybe a little bit towards getting towards the end of summer, going into fall. When I start getting my favorite shows, I start getting American Horror Stories, the individual episodes, and then I start getting American Horror Story whenever that comes out. You know, the the season long anthology story. And some other things, you know, I get like some really cool stuff. There's some great movies coming out. I want to go see the Last Voyage of the Demeter or whatever it is, the one that's based off of Dracula. That's not really expounded too much. It talks about a boat that shows up. I guess I shouldn't talk about it because I don't want to spoil the movie for those who have not read the book. But there's yeah, it looks to be a good movie, and that's coming up in a couple of weeks. And yeah. Anyway, um, I'm going to say good night. I'm going to go take my wings out of the oven. They're probably about ready for me to munch on, some of them. And love and light, peace, God bless. Good night.